time to rise and shine. I'm Shelby Barrett, the Stoned for the Stoned Roadie Show, and it's time to wake and bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
The Drum Roadie Show, podcast 284. Action. Alrighty then, fellow Drum Roadie Nation. Looky here. My name's Craig Reed, a.k.a. the Drum Roadie, and this is my co-host and co-pilot and the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. And this is Monday, February the 10th, 2025, and it's another Wake and Bake the Morning Buzz, episode 155. So what the heck we going to talk about on this fine Monday morning there, Griff? But I gotta tell you, we're not recording this on Monday or Monday night or anything. This is actually Sunday night. I got up this morning when I took the dogs out and went to the railing of my porch, and my feet, it was all icy, and my feet came out from under me, and I landed flat on my back, right on the side, right on the corner of the step, and ended up down at the bottom of my steps, laying in a puddle of ice water. And right away, I just was thinking, man, I am so lucky I didn't knock my freaking self out. I'd probably still be laying out there. My dogs are smart, but I don't think they're smart enough to go get the neighbor and tell him to come and get me. But they were leashed together, and chances of them making it over anywhere without getting hung up because they were tied together, they would have ran in between something and got tied up and got all tied up. They'd have froze to death. I'd have froze to death. And yeah, I was just counting my blessings this morning, I tell you. And then Randall called me this morning, and I talked to him for a little bit. And yeah, he explained everything to what was happening with his knee and his shoulder. And he says, and I asked him if he could use that money right away. He goes, yeah, man. He goes, I ain't been able to work for a while, and I ain't gonna be able to work here for another couple months. I'm healing up. I'm able to walk on my leg now with my knee, and he said my shoulder's getting better, and I got some gigs coming up. But yeah, I appreciate what you've done for me. So yeah, we all appreciate what all the help you've been giving to Randall, and if you could find your way to help him out for the next couple months, maybe he gets back to work, we'd appreciate it. And somebody wrote me last week and said, hey man, where do we send money at? And I forgot to put up the address to my P.O. box and everything to send that in, and I'll do it here momentarily. But whatever I start off with here on my green screen, I got to leave up for a little bit, because that ends up to being the thumbnail on the YouTube ad. So yeah, I kind of try to change those every week. So yeah, so what the heck else we got going on, Griff?
Well, we're doing this Sunday night, and the Super Bowl's playing, and we don't give a shit.
Yeah, and from what I understand, this is the last free one. From now on,
I didn't even know that.
They're going to be streamed, from now on, they're going to be streamed. They're not going to be on network TV anymore. So,
Well, they
Yeah,
already.
this will be the last one that I'm watching. I'm watching it right now, and Philadelphia's winning 17-0 right now. It's kind of amusing. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that Kaepernick thing, man, that just put a bad taste in my mouth. And then all those people, I don't know who to believe is woke. And if I would say probably more than 50% are woke. So I don't need to be watching a bunch of old communists out there trying to entertain me, making all that money. A lot of people say, well, that's football, that's American. But yeah, okay, whatever, man. So that boxing match that you watched too with Tyson, what'd you think of that? They
Oh,
they keep lying about everything, and then I mean it's entertainment, but I wouldn't pay for it. That's for damn sure.
all the entertainment's owned by BlackRock and Vanguard now. All of it, everything's owned by BlackRock and Vanguard. Hopefully this is going to change. We got Mr. T and they're finding all this money these bastards have been wasting all these decades. It's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. And
I think he was talking some smack about Taylor Swift. I didn't get to see what it was. Did you hear what it was?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I heard something about he was talking some trash about her.
I heard something controversial about the halftime show. I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen with that.
I don't even know who that person is.
I heard it's some kind of rap shit.
Yeah, I mean, let's get some Creedence Clearwater Revival on there or something.
It's crazy. It's just,
So you can't smoke any weed because you can't cough.
Oh,
huh?
if I cough, I'm gonna try. I'll probably try to take a hit, but I haven't smoked any all day. If I cough, right here on my back. Oh, right there.
Yeah, that was the first time that I didn't sit around and wait for Craig to burn a couple bowls before he started. So we got on a little quicker, and then he did have to get up and down a few times, and he was moaning and groaning. But it's
Well,
good
we
thing
had
you
the
didn't.
same shirt on, or almost the same shirt.
No, it didn't even look
Same
anything
shirt.
like it, man. It was like this is like a work shirt, a full throttle saloon work shirt.
Oh, mine was a Field and Stream fishing shirt, but it was almost like the same color.
And then, yeah, Craig was moaning, and he was like, every time he moves, he can't even. That pain is too much for him. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. I said we're gonna have to just say that I got right off the bat. We're just gonna say that I'm hurt because I'm gonna be sitting there every time I move. I'm gonna be going, oh.
but yeah, and that's pretty cool that Randall called you. And
Yeah. I was gonna call him and ask him what he wanted me to do, but he called me today and yeah, I asked him what he wanted me to do. He goes, yeah. I said, you want me to send that now or you want me to wait? He goes, no, I could probably use it, before the end of the month. I got some stuff coming up. I said,
well, at least he's getting better. That's good news.
Yeah. He said his knees, he can walk on his leg now, and he said his shoulder's getting better. He said Gary was having that same thing with his shoulder. He said Billy Gibbons has got the same problem, and Mike Estes was telling me he's got the same problem. So
yeah, that's a lot of years of holding up. You get too bad you can't switch shoulders. Like Bill. That might be why Billy Gibbons plays with his strap on the outside instead of over his head. Have you noticed that? Yeah,
it might be. Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the strap, and as a matter of fact, Les Paul, he was sitting down with Les Paul, and they were bullshitting, and he goes, "Play something for me, Billy." And so he played a little thing for Les Paul, and when he put that strap on that shoulder, Les Paul looked at him and goes, "What the hell are you doing?" He said, "That's how I put my strap on."
Gary had to use those big wide 4-inch straps, at least 4-inch. Yeah.
Well, I guess if it saves you.
The only other thing else that hurts is my arm right here, but I don't have no I don't have no right there. Ooh, it's sore as shit.
Yeah, you could have broke your hip, man, and,
Oh
and then
man.
and then you'd have been laying there, and Leon and Wicker would have ate you. They would have had to eat you out there.
First thing I thought, man, when I wound up at the bottom of the freaking steps on the sidewalk is, man, I'm lucky I didn't hit my head. You know, knock myself out, I'd still be laying out there.
Well, it's not any different than going to the skating rink and falling.
Yeah, I guess. I fell on that same sidewalk. I fell. Of course, I didn't fall on the sidewalk. I fell on the porch.
Is your pond frozen down there?
It's slushy now. It's been
Yeah.
raining. This is Ohio shit, man. It freezes and then it rains and then it freezes and everything turns to ice and then it all melts and turns to mud and it's the same bullshit every year, man.
Yeah.
Just
That's why we got all those damn snowbirds down here, man. And you can't do things down here like you do up there. Everything's different down
I
here.
never seen ice so slick. I was being real careful. I knew it was icy, and I was being real careful. But man, all I did was reach out to tie that thing around that thing, and whoo!
Yeah.
It was, man. I was on my back.
Yeah, old people can't take that kind of stuff,
Oh
man.
no,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're in the if you break your hip age, I don't know, you got another
Yeah.
probably 5 years, and if you break your hip, they might as well just go ahead and just give you a shot.
Oh, it was actually worse this morning, but yeah, it's gotten a little better. I'll probably be all right in a couple of days. I imagine I heal pretty well, but right now it's hurting pretty good. Probably in the morning I won't be able. Tomorrow morning I probably won't be able to move, or later today. I got stuff to do.
So it happened this morning?
This morning, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be a hurting unit tomorrow. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. First thing this morning it happened.
The second day is always the worst.
Yeah.
And then Craig sent me this video of this. I don't know what it was. It was a reel or whatever about this lady. I think it was in Texas, and these freaking immigrants jumped on her roof and ripped her roof off. And her son called her and said, "Hey, Mom, I didn't realize you were getting the roof replaced." And she says, "I'm not." And so they stripped the whole roof off, and then she had to hire a company.
Yeah,
to
she
come-
wasn't even home.
Yeah, to come and put a vapor barrier up there and put like something to keep, because it was all plywood, and the roofing company said no, said we'll put a roof on, but you got to pay for it.
At a
So-
discount price, they was going to get her. How can somebody come and rip your roof off and not be responsible to replace it? That's just crazy.
That's the things that were going through my mind, and then that's why I changed my tone, and I said, wait a minute, I need to change from asshole to nice guy and get these Venezuelans to get that roof fixed for me. So I invited them in for coffee, and and gave them a sweet roll and.
A sweet roll. What are you doing with sweet rolls?
No, I didn't give him a sweet roll, but I would have if I had one. But I would have made him a scrambled egg breakfast with sausage if I'd have had it, man, because I was kissing ass at that point. And then once they fixed it, I said, "Get out of here, you son of a bitch." And don't ever come back. No, it was an honest mistake, and they fixed it. They made it right, so I ain't worried about it. As long as they fixed it, and they woke me up, and I've got PTSD from it still. But anyway, yeah, I guess it's starting to be a pretty common thing now. People rip your roof off, That's
It's
pretty
amazing that they don't knock on your door before they climb up on your roof and start ripping your roof.
Well, they can't because my house is fenced in, but the roof isn't. You can get to my, I got a fence in front of my walkway where you can't get to my door, but they should have came the night before or something. That's just a little crazy.
They could yell outside, go, "Hey, amigo!"
Yeah. But anyway, do you want to put up that address, Craig? So
Yeah,
people
I
can
think
see
I've
if
had
they
this
want
up.
to. If you want to donate to Randall, yeah, you can just send Craig a check, money order to thestonedroadie@gmail.com, which he's getting ready to put up there. And we were trying to get $1,000 up to give to Randall all at once, but man, if he needs it now, the poor guy, you know, um, I'm sure,
Yeah, he's been out of commission for quite a while. He
yeah.
hasn't been working, so I can imagine he's ran through a lot of money.
Well, he had that neck surgery. Man, I think that's been 5 years ago or something like that.
No, he just got that recently, didn't he?
No,
Neck surgery? No?
no, no. He I think he had his hip replaced, and then
That was just recently. He said he's
no,
just,
that was his knee that he had replaced.
oh,
but,
his knee. Okay. God, he's getting all kind of stuff.
yeah, because I was talking
He'll be
to
the
him
bionic man here pretty soon, huh?
a long time ago. I was talking to him back when he had his. Maybe he got that hip before the neck. I don't know. He probably don't want me telling his business anyway, but just it's a bad thing, man, when you start getting joints replaced, because I know it sucks, man, and it's expensive, and you put you out of commission, sidelines you, and it's pretty traumatic, man. It's a traumatic thing. But so there it is. There's a screen, and you can send Randall some money, or you can donate money to the plane crash survivors, which there's you pick your survivor. You got a bunch of people that need help. That's for sure. But got anything else you want to talk about, Craig?
No, you mentioned they were putting all the people, the musicians that have passed away, and even in the tribute band. I guess I didn't think they had the people in the tribute band.
Yeah, they did. When I was in Nashville, or no, it wasn't Nashville. It was Fort Worth, Dallas. When they were out there, they put Huey's name up
Huey
there,
and Ian.
yeah, and they probably put Craig up there. If you were to kick the bucket tomorrow, I'm sure they'd.
That
probably
ain't gonna happen.
I don't know, man. I kind of think they
Their
would.
management hates me.
Yeah, but that ain't got anything to
They
do with the
hate
guys.
anybody that has anything to do with the old band.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You're kind of like an icon, man.
Me
I
and
think.
Artimus and all of them. Not that I'm a musician, but anybody that was close
Well,
to
you-
Gary, yeah.
But you were like,
Mysterious,
I don't
man.
know, man. You're pretty close to those guys, and everybody knows Craig
I
Reed.
was, but yeah, well, the new management, they don't give a shit.
Well, to hell with them if they don't like you. But I don't think anybody that's in the band hates you, Craig. They just
No,
don't
no,
want,
them.
they just
all
don't
them
want
guys
you
are
peeing
cool.
on them. They don't want you to pee on them anymore, man.
All the guys in the band are cool. The ones I know, anyways. Like I said, I've never really talked to Peter, or I don't even know the bass player's named. I'm ashamed to say it, but I don't even know his name.
Yeah, I have to say I don't either. But yeah, so it's pretty cool though that they do that. They put the people's names. And I remember when Ed died, and they put his name up there. I was kind of sad, man. That was really sad. It's got to be rough. And we were talking about Reba McEntire and her losing her band. That's just as bad, man. That's worse almost, because her whole band died. And I mean, yeah, you had Ronnie, and then Steve and Cassie and Dean. But her whole band, those were people she was.
Her band was in a bus wreck too one time.
Yeah, well, she was, and then her band was playing. They clipped a mountain or something when they took off, and everybody was killed.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that. and I never really was a big Reba McEntire fan because I just don't, I didn't like that TV show
Owen
she
down
was
there, the
in.
drummer down there down there, down there under the band. Owen, that drummer, he was with Reba.
Yeah. Well, you know, she's
I believe he was. Yeah.
yeah, she's I think in that woke crowd maybe. But you know, that I mean, she did go through some bad. I imagine that was pretty bad time for her though. But never was really a big Reba fan. I don't know why. I just didn't, you know. You like
No, I
Reba?
never
You
was
like
either.
Reba
But she's got some
music?
good songs, but I was never a
Yeah.
big Reba fan. No.
But yeah. Anyway, so we got our normal comments and questions, Craig, and we can go ahead and kick those off. And it's a happy Monday. You know, you guys are back at work, and I don't know about anybody where they're living, but it's hot down here, man, in Florida. It's like really hot. In the morning, it's cool, but in the afternoon, it's just like summer. I don't know, man. It's just a little bit too hot. I'm ready for a cool snap, is what I'm looking for. Bring me a cool snap.
It was cold up here this morning.
I
Boy.
got the air conditioner cranking. Yeah.
It's about, I think it's about 30, 28 or something like that here now.
Now, that's a pretty cool picture you got there, Craig.
Yeah, that's part of the old band, yeah.
Yeah.
Huey and Ricky and Owen down there.
And Ricky, he's looking like an Indian, but somebody told me he didn't have any Indian in him.
I don't know.
I thought it was Blackfoot, but then somebody said, he don't have any Indian in him, but
I
well, he
don't
looks
know.
like an Indian to me. It was just like he could play an Indian on a Western for sure. Like that one that's Italian, and maybe Ricky's Italian.
Well, it's like Ronnie. I think Ronnie was born in South Dakota. I believe.
Yeah,
I
really?
believe Ronnie was born in South Dakota, yeah.
That's kind of where he disappeared. Was it North Dakota or South Dakota? Where did he have his place?
That was Gary.
Oh, who were you talking about?
Ronnie. Yeah, Gary was in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
That's right, Wyoming. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, let's jump into the comments and questions. And you guys, I hope you have a great day at work. And this is your ride in, and you're not thinking about it too much. It'll be a short week for you.
Yeah, I don't know how Ronnie was born in South Dakota because his family was from St. Augustine. And I guess Lacey being a trucker, I guess maybe he had a gig out there or something when he was born. I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
it says on Wikipedia where he was born. Definitely.
I
You
don't
can
know.
check that out. Put in the comments.
I
But
could be wrong, but I thought he was born in South Dakota.
but I wonder how old he was when he moved to Jacksonville.
I don't know, but like I said, all of Ronnie's mother's family. Well, Lacey's brother was from Fernandina too, so he must have just been out there for when he was a truck. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I shouldn't talk about things I don't know what I'm talking about.
It
But
says born in Jacksonville, Florida. So,
really, okay, then I'm
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, he was born and raised in Jacksonville, northeastern Florida. His father, Lacey Austin Van Zant, and his mother, Marion Virginia Van Zant. His father was born in 1915, and his mother was born in 1929. Damn.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
that's quite a spread, huh?
He was yeah, I didn't mention anything about where they were born or anything, so
Well, I know Lacey's brother lived in Fernandina, and I think his mother was from down around there too. But I don't know. I heard he was born in South Dakota or something. I don't know. Might have been.
Yeah, that's about right, because I think my grandfather was born in like 1915. So, yeah,
My
that's
dad
about
was
right.
born in 1910, and my mom was born in 1912.
Yeah, mine was born in 34 or 32, something like that. So, yeah. And when were you born, Craig? What year?
51.
51? Yeah.
My first sister was born in 1928, I think.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
I was born in 59. You know, the 50s were great, weren't they, Craig?
Yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah, I missed the
9 years
50s,
old.
man.
I still remember when I was 9 years old, though.
You do? Yeah.
Hmm.
I remember all of that, JFK assassination. I remember that stuff. I remember everybody sobbing around the TV and yeah, so I remember a lot of stuff. They say you can't remember things when you're 4 years old, but I remember things when I was 4 years old.
Yeah, yeah. I remember kindergarten. Yeah, I remember things when I was like 4. I remember
Yeah, that's when
kindergarten.
first remember remembering. So,
Sonny, I don't remember last week, but I remember being in kindergarten.
yeah, yeah, I get it, man. I get it. It might be because you have uh, THC in your bloodstream or
Well, I
bloodstream in your
probably had some
THC
mental
stream.
illness back then too.
Yeah.
I was probably born with that mental illness. Yeah.
Well, you did. It didn't help when you hit your head, and then you got in all those wrecks with Alan, and man, those wrecks with Alan, you might have got injured and don't even know it.
Yeah, I was just glad I didn't hit my head again this morning. I was going, damn, that's all I need to do is hit my head some more.
Yeah, can you imagine you were in a plane crash and you survived, and then you died on the front of your steps, hitting your
On my
head on
back
a,
porch, yeah.
and he died on some icy
Freeze to
steps in
death,
front of his
freeze to
house.
death on my back porch.
Then Larry could come up and throw a hose by your face there and make sure it finished you off, hooked to your exhaust on your car. That's probably what Leon and Wicker would have done. They'd have rigged up a hose. Where is Leon and Wicker? People saying, man, we like to see
Oh
more
yeah,
Leon
they
and
said
Wicker.
I can't lift them up today. I can't do it.
That's right. That's
I can't
right.
lift them today, man. I just can't do it.
Okay, let's jump into the questions and the comments. Jerry Dotson says, you ain't going to like this, Craig. He says right off the bat, need to do a one more from the post office and make Craig mail to the winners. And then Scooter Weed says, let it go, man. Let it go.
You know what? I was going to mention this, but when I got up this morning, I had
Okay. Let's
full
hear it.
intentions. I said, "Man, I'm going to get up and I'm going to get on that stuff." And I
Yeah,
went outside and fell, and that kind of finished that
Yeah.
idea.
Craig, we ain't buying that bullshit, man.
That's why I didn't mention it. I said, "Oh, they'll just say I'm a liar." Oh, yeah, right. He was going to get right on it, so I didn't.
Yeah.
But no, that's the truth. I was going to get right on it
Okay.
this morning, and
Whatever you say, Craig.
yeah, no, that's the truth. But yeah, whatever. I don't blame you for not believing me. But
Then Kimmy says, I was thinking about John Denver and how he died in 98. I was watching the clouds in the water as Gene fished. I guess John didn't know sky from water. Well, that's pretty poetic, Kimmy. That's, Kimmy's got a good heart, man.
He was flying an experimental plane, and something was weird about the controls or something.
No, well, what it was to begin with, he wouldn't have been flying that experimental plane had he not gotten a DUI, because they took his pilot's license away for that.
Oh, so he was flying an experimental plane, so you don't need a license for an experimental plane or something?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that easy something easy go or whatever the hell they call it, and it's got a weird valve configuration for the tanks.
Yeah.
And you got to lean back, and you can't see the valves. You have to go by feel, and they think that he configured it wrong, and either it screwed up the balance weights and balances, because that thing's like really small. And I don't know how that fuel consumption works on those things, but you gotta when you do that, you gotta have an even distribution of fuel on there, because it gets hard to, if you set it up wrong. I think he might have ran out of gas. So
That's what I heard.
Kind of like you,
exactly.
Craig.
The fuel. That's what I heard. The fuel thing, he had it messed up, and he ran out of gas.
Yeah,
the way the fuel switching thing was.
Then Michelle Lovett would like to know any stories about touring with the Outlaws. And she says, I didn't know Billy Jones committed suicide after he left the band.
Huh.
You didn't know that
If I knew it,
either?
I forgot. I didn't know.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Did you,
we first met the Outlaws at Richards in Atlanta. And boy, they were cocky. They thought they were going to come in there and kick Skynyrd's ass. And
Oh, really? Yeah?
yeah, they thought they were going to come in there and just walk all over Skynyrd. And Charlie Brusco, he he was really young. He was managing them guys, and yeah, he was cocky too. Boy, but after we played that like there like for a few days with them, and after a few days they became good friends, and then Charlie became Skynyrd's manager for quite a few years. Charlie was real cool.
Did Alan do the Tarzan yell on his guitar?
No, I don't think he did it then, but yeah, I saw. Matter of fact, that picture that I have of Alan smoking a joint in the studio. Of course, this is 1976. He had that tobacco sunburst Stratocaster, because last week I said that Alan didn't have a Stratocaster.
I know, and there's people giving you hell about that.
In the early days, 74, 75, I don't think he had a Strat.
Well, he had one on the old gray whistle test.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't take care of guitars back then, so I didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, they corrected you on that. They weren't vicious to you.
Well,
though.
that's cool. I don't mind. I don't mind being corrected.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't do guitars back then.
There's a lot of keyboard warriors out there, man, and you say something and they're all over that shit.
Well, Billy's piano, I'm pretty up on that, because I set that thing up. I helped set that up all those years.
Yeah.
Kevin mostly did it, but then after a while, after I became stage manager and stuff, I started setting the piano up.
And then Dave Sheltman says he gets a lot of comments on his baseball shirt there, Griff, the shirts that I sell. And I'll try to remember, but I'll put a picture of the shirt up here if I got one. And yeah, if you guys want a shirt, I think I sell them for $35, and I got just about every size. Yeah, send me an email, and I'll put the email up here too if anybody wants one of those baseball shirts. It's got this drawing on it, and a lot of people do like that on that shirt. And,
yeah, that's a cool drawing.
Yeah, and that shirt's pretty popular. And then I do need to get some more Hell House shirts. Of course, I have posters and stickers, and yeah, I got all kinds of stuff. If you want to go to the Griff Martin files, there's a collector video on there of merchandise. If you go look at that, and it tells how to get a hold of me, how much everything is. I've got some airplane crash stuff in there. I got some Hell House wood. I've got some necklaces, all kinds of shirts and stickers and posters, and just go to the merch page at your Griff Martin Files, and then I send it right out too. I don't mess around. I don't play around. I don't play games like that. Oh, damn, Craig. I believe Craig will get around to it, but it's just not on his top of the list of things to do.
No, it's not.
But, when people win prizes, man, it's like, if you don't, you go from a hero to a zero.
Oh, it'll just, when they get them, it'll just make them appreciate it.
Well, in the meantime, it's pissing them off.
Oh,
but
well.
I'm just speaking for them that they might not be pissed.
Better get pissed off than pissed on.
I don't know. You pissed on some people, a lot of people in the bus, man.
I didn't piss on nobody on the bus.
You said you don't remember.
Oh, I pissed on the curtains and the floor, and nobody stuck their head outside the curtain, and I didn't pee on nobody when
I tell you what,
pee on somebody. I had to pee inside the bunk, and you have your curtains closed.
Well, one of the funniest things is when Craig and Chad, his son, are together, and Craig, Chad will just rip Craig a new hole, and Craig will just sit there and just like have this smirk on his face, like that time he was talking about whenever you were at my house and I wanted you to sign some stuff, and you said, okay, and then I said, well, I'm going to take pictures of you signing it, and you said, no, I got to have my bath first, right? And then Chad goes, oh shit, Lisa, Tanner, go get your baths, hurry up, because once he gets in there, it's going to be 2 hours, and then Craig was just sitting there signing some shit for me, and then it's just, and then he goes, yeah, he's got a rubber ducky and everything. Chad was giving you hell. Craig, you're sitting there. It's hilarious.
I'm watching I'm watching the Super Bowl halftime. Yeah, if they put up some jungle scenery, you'd think you were in the.
Is that what it looks like?
It looked like you were in a Tarzan movie if they put up some jungle scenery.
Oh God! Well, there's a lot of people
That's
like
what.
that.
Remember,
crap.
Fred? That ain't racist. Remember what Fred Sanford said? There's enough ends in here to make a Tarzan movie.
Which reminds me, well, it comes to this question where Jeff goes, he's laughing because on the last podcast you said rug heads. And when you said that, I thought we weren't going to get monetized. If it would have been an A and replaced the U, I think we would have lost the monetization. But being how you said rug, it didn't hit the AI. Yeah. And then Jeff says, be careful about making fun of the fat girls at Sonny's, Griff. You might get a booger in your burger. Well, I don't think they watched the Stone Roadie show. But I tell you what, I wasn't really making fun, but the girl was just came over there and she was putting her big old fat boobs up on the counter. And if Gene notices it, then if Gene notices it, Gene's kind of like a little kid, man. He says what he thinks, and I was looking at him waiting on him to say something about, Griff, you want some milk in your coffee or something like that? I don't know, man. You know how Gene is. He would have said something, but he was good. He didn't say anything, but yeah, she was a big old girl, man, with some big old breastises.
Yeah, we're kind of doing a little experiment on this podcast. I got that meatball on my cap.
Yeah, on that cap I gave you. We're going to see if that flies. I think Joe Rogan had that on his podcast, but he's Joe Rogan, so so that's good advertisement for them. Fat talk and smoking weed on a Stone Roadie show with a meatball on your hat, that might not go over too well for monetization, but we don't care. We'll see what happens. It's an experiment.
I can't put down them fat women making podcasts. They get a lot more views than we get.
There's one guy in here who he ain't watching no more because of the fat comments. So when we get
Oh,
to
that's
that,
all right. He can go
yeah,
watch the fat woman eat. There's a lot of them. They get a lot of views too, man. I'm surprised them fat women
yeah.
get. Man, they got 50,000 views, man. We got like
I
2,000.
was thinking about getting one of those GoPros that you mount like the cops wear, that you or put it on my hat, and whenever I go do my exercise walk around the lake, there's a lot of good-looking women that get in front of me sometimes, and I'm thinking if I had a podcast with just the rear view of these women that walk in front of me, and just run that for an hour, that would be I would probably have 1 million views, man.
God,
I
these
might I
women,
might get
man.
my ass beat, but
These
um,
women, that's all they do is oh, shake their top and turn around and shake that big old fat ass, and they think it's sexy. I don't know where they get that idea. They get it from somewhere. Great big.
But there's these real old ladies that go and they outwalk me, man. These like 90-year-old lady, she's like flies by me, and I'm like, damn, man, that's not really good for your freaking ego when some 90-year-old flies by you, man. And I asked her, I said, man, I told her, I said, I can't keep up with you. And she says, I've been walking around this lake ever since I was 8 years old. She says, when it was crystal clear, and I go swimming in it when I got done walking. Now it looks like a mud hole, man. It's nasty.
Man,
These
you won't believe this fat halftime show. God, how ridiculous.
there's some fat women on the halftime show.
No, it's just a bunch of it's stupid.
Well, I'm
Just a
glad
bunch
I'm
of
missing
guys
it.
dancing. One guy's singing and just a hundred dancing. Yeah, they look like damn. I won't say it.
It's not my kind of music. Um, Brian Gibbons, he says, Reba may have been in a bus wreck, but all of her band were killed in the plane crash. Yeah, and we were talking about that. That's
Wow.
what reminded me of it. Um, and I forget what year that was that happened. I think it was in the 90s, wasn't it? Here he is,
Who
Craig.
is that? Who is that Mr. T looking sucker and singing anyways? I don't even know who that
Here's
is.
the guy. Here's the guy, Craig. He don't want to watch anymore. Thomas Manning. Why do you rag on fat people, man? That's wrong. My last watch. And
Oh
then
well,
Kimmy
whatever.
jumps in there and she goes, no, Thomas, don't stop watching. Are you fat? If you are, go watch episode 186. It might help you lose weight.
That's why I do it, because I was obese. I was freaking obese and I was miserable.
Did you hear Kimmy
I
taking
thought,
up
how
for
in
you?
the hell am I gonna lose this? I look like a pig. My clothes feel like shit. I look like a pig. I look like I have no self-respect. What the hell did you do to yourself? I mean, I went through all that bullshit. And if you're big and fat and obese and you don't feel like that, there's something wrong with you. I
I
mean,
went
you,
I
you
went
know?
to a estate sale today. I saw this estate sale on the side of the road, and I pulled over, and I was walking around, and there was this cabinet with a mirror in it, and I saw myself in there, and I said, "Who's that ugly fat son of a bitch?" Oh, that's me. So I don't know if that mirror, man, it might have been like the fat mirror in the circus, or because I don't think I was that big. I really don't think I think that mirror was a little bit. Maybe that's how they kept from gaining weight. They had fat mirrors back then because it was an old cabinet with a old mirror in it. So it might have been a fat mirror.
I've
Some
been
mirrors
getting a bunch of
make you look
feeds from
fat.
some new woman, and I'm 5'4" and 160 pounds, and all this is real.
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw that.
All this is real. I work out. I'm a health freak. I work out, and
It's
oh
healthy fat. Is
yeah.
it?
I
Well,
mean, and then she showed a picture of herself when she was in her early 30s, and now she's got tattoos all over her chest and all over her arms and all over everywhere. Back then, she didn't have those. And what make
well,
I
it's a
don't know.
distraction. Well, she has a
I
big
don't know.
canvas.
I guess
Well,
she
you're
thinks
not
they look
helping
good.
Thomas Manning out any by talking this trash, man. He's already not going to watch anymore.
Oh,
So.
who cares? You know, I ain't gonna uh, aim my opinions just because I'm offending one big old bad obese guy that has no self-respect.
Jerome Murphy says, "Thanks, Craig, for examining the question about the Explorer on the last podcast." He says, "But Alan is seen playing a maple neck Strat on Old Gray Whistle Test and Every Mother's Son, and I love that Every Mother's Son on Old Gray Whistle Test. That's that one that."
Yeah.
Gary, man, he plays that damn really spooky lead, and then Billy goes right behind it with the piano, and then Alan hits Ronnie in the hat with his headstock on his yeah on the Strat with that Strat
Yeah,
that
those are good
Ronnie
words. I've
keeps
been
on
riding
singing.
a winning horse for a long, long time. And sometimes I wonder, is this the end of the line?
Yeah, and
Uh,
that lead riff that Gary came up with, man, that was before you, wasn't it? No, you were there.
No, I was at the old gray whistle test.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were at the old gray whistle test. Yeah, and yeah, so there he was just saying that he had a Strat in that. So Craig had already realized when we first came on that he was wrong about the Strat because he mentioned it.
But
So
that
he
was 76. That was in the Riverside studio when I saw that tobacco strat. But we're talking about 74. I don't remember him having a strat
Do
in
you remember where he got that Strat from in the old gray whistle test?
No. I
No.
didn't do guitars back. I was just started when that old gray whistle test what was going on. Hell, I was only with the band a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you
That
were,
was that
man.
was like my first. No, it wasn't my first experience. I had some experience with doing videos in Hollywood. They did a totally lip syncing thing out there, and they all had the theatrical makeup on and stuff, and they were lip syncing. It was funny.
Yeah. That's pretty cool that you got that straightened out. Linda Joe says, sometimes the stuff you say, Craig, if there is a problem in the government with a woman, if there's a problem in the government, it's from a woman. She said, I'm glad you have brain damage so I don't take you too seriously.
Yeah, that's right. I got brain damage, so you can't hold anything I say
So,
against me. Yeah.
but Biden, isn't a woman, and look what the hell he did. That's a different category. That guy's, he's on the enemy side.
I've been
And
hearing that they were talking about shit that's going on now is like similar what Trump's doing, like similar to Watergate. I've been hearing some really good stuff about Nixon that I never knew about. That he was a really cool guy, and when he left the White House after Watergate, him and Donald become kind of friends. And Donald told him all kind of shit that was going on in the government.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That yeah, young Donald Trump became friends with Richard Milhouse Nixon, and Yeah, they and Nixon told Trump, young Trump, all kind of shit. Well, uh, Donald Trump's father is supposed to own all of Tesla's experiments. From what I've heard, I don't know.
No, really? Maybe that's why.
Him and Tesla were good friends. Donald.
Maybe that's why Elon is buddies with Trump. Maybe he's trying to snag some of those prints.
Who knows? Boy, I heard Carolyn Kennedy talking shit about Robert Kennedy, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
really?
I don't guess the Kennedy family are too fond of him running for office. That's kind the question was arisen. It was kind of weird that there was shots coming from outside of the car that Kennedy got shot in. But why, if there was shots coming from outside the car to inside of the car, why was she trying to climb outside the car?
Well, maybe because
because the shots were coming from inside the car.
Yeah, I saw a
They're
video
saying
where,
the chauffeur did it.
yeah, it looked
And
like the chauffeur
from the
did
way
it.
Jackie was reacting, that looks like what the hell was happening. That she was trying to get out of the car because that's where the shots were coming from.
Yeah, and then there's people that, of course, from the everything that been released, they say that he knew he was going to die, that they were trying to kill him. He pretty much knew they were trying to kill him. I don't know why he wanted to go out there with the roof down on that thing. Maybe he's just trying to get it over with or something, but that's pretty crazy. That's like if Trump did anything like that, he'd for sure get bumped off.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, because they're after
Oh,
they're
they're
after
for
old
sure
T.
after him, especially now that he's
Yeah, that he's draining the swamp.
yeah.
And then Cheesehead says he has been to Burnsville a few times. That's up there where I got that guitar back there, that acoustic guitar back there. And he's asking me, have I ever done any trout fishing? No, because I heard all the fish, the trout are kind of small. I'm used to catching these big lunker bass. I like to catch a 7, 8 pound bass, man. And those little trout, I imagine they're fun on a fly rod, but I don't know anything about
You
it.
ever did any fly fishing?
No, but I wouldn't mind trying it.
Oh boy, for some reason my dad had fly rod poles and flies around here. I was pretty good with those things when I was a kid.
You got trout in those lakes?
No, but you don't have to have trout.
You don't have any trout in those lakes up there?
No, I don't know.
What kind of fish are in there?
Crappie and bass and bluegill and sunfish and
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Huh? You'd think there'd be some trout in there. It's in Ohio, for crying out loud.
pike, northern pike, and I don't see I'm not I don't fish a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not a fisherman. I don't have the patience to fish.
And then old Cheesehead says, before you mail those prizes off, you need to do one more anniversary drawing to be sure. Yeah, and be sure to announce the number, right? So you make sure you say the number right, so you aren't having to redo it and make more than one. Remember, there's a couple of them that we announced the wrong number, and we had to give that number a prize. So that's how
I am close. I mean, I seriously am close to getting them things out. All I really have to do is just sign all that shit and put it in envelope.
just imagine when the people
They'll
start
put it in
getting them, how excited they're going to be.
Well, yeah, oh God, it'll be double the pleasure, double the fun.
Yeah, they're going to be putting comments in there. Craig,
I mean,
got
God,
my package.
everybody was only supposed to get a coin and one little thing, and we just started adding the one little thing, and since I've been so delinquent in my duty shit,
But it was your idea to add all that stuff. So.
I know, because I felt bad because it had been taking so long, and now but yeah, they'll get it eventually. They'll get it before. Well, we got but this is coming up what 2 years?
Yeah, but you almost died on the steps, man. And then,
Yeah.
these people are starting to freak out
Are we
now,
coming up on 2 years or 3 years? I think we're coming up on 2
coming
years.
up on 2 years.
2 years. This like
It's still 1 year, I think, for some people, not even 1 year. But if you go back to the first one we did, it's past a year. But there's some people that have only waited.
It's only been since last spring. It's only been since
I don't know, man. I think it's been a year.
I don't know.
It's been a long time. It's been so long.
I can remember
forgot.
when I was in kindergarten, but I can't remember last spring.
And Patricia Lynn says her husband's plan was to look at the woman he was interested in, at their mother. And if the mom is fat, so will the daughter be. What do you think about that theory, Craig?
Yeah, that works sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I remember a couple girls that I dated that their moms didn't look too good, and there's a couple of them now, and they don't look anything like their mom. But
Yeah, my last wife, her daughter looks nothing like she's her. She's nothing like
yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good theory, and it probably is closer to being true than anything else, but not 100%, all the time. But it's a good barometer, I would say.
Sometimes, yeah.
But look at, but how about the guy? The guy looked like his father. Would your father look like, Craig? Was he fat?
Well, no, he was the whole time and not until he retired. When up until he retired, he was 160 pounds. He was always real light. But then once he retired, oh God, yeah, he got fat.
He did. Yeah, big old belly.
Yeah, I don't know why people think that when they get older, fat is just normal.
No, what it is you get, like, you worked your whole life and you retire. You don't, you got to make yourself go do things. If you don't stay busy and go exercise and try to keep, moving around, you'll start getting fat. And then before long, you'll have diabetes, high blood pressure, and then
Well, that's when
happens.
that's when you have to start taking care. When you get old, that's when you have to start taking care of yourself. If you haven't done it previously, when you get old, you really need to, because
yeah, man, you got
got
to
to
keep
start.
moving.
Yeah, you got to keep active.
It's the Gene Odom theory, man. If you don't, look at Gene. Gene, if he comes up with a reason why he needs to go somewhere. He'll call me sometime and he'll go, "Hey, man, I'm on my way over to bring something to you or whatever, and I'll be like, man, I said, why are you coming tomorrow? He goes, man, I'm coming tomorrow. And I'll be like, well, wait till Saturday because, I had something going on. But when he gets it in his mind that he wants to go do something, man, he's ready to jump in the car and go. And
Like if I didn't have this podcast to do, my mind would be totally inactive, and I'd really be a waterhead.
I know that's the reason I keep making you do them, man. Keep you alive. And
make me think a little bit.
Melody Maker says, Craig, I don't mind watching you eat gummies, but must I hear you smacking on the gummies? Says, it's just a thing. I figure for you, it's just an I don't give a shit thing, and I respect it. But I think she's a little irritated with you when you're smacking the gummy in the microphone.
I'm trying to make you part of the whole scene here.
I remember.
I'm trying to think of a way I can add smell to it so you can smell them.
I remember.
I said these are cherry berry. You smell that?
I remember thinking that same thing when you were digging in that package, and you were like, really, you were eating them like it was a meal, not like it's something to get
That
high on.
Well, that
You were,
last one I was eating, that son of a bitch was chewy, man. That thing had been sitting, it was buried under my stuff over there, and I was digging for something and
it
found that
sounded
back.
like you were enjoying the hell out of
Oh,
it.
it was good, but boy, it was chewy. Yeah. Well, I wanted everybody to know I was enjoying it, so yeah.
And then Patricia Lynn, she wants to know, was Leon and Ronnie the same height? Ronnie was 5'7".
Oh God, I don't know. Yeah, probably just about.
Well, he looks like a midget compared to Billy in that picture. Maybe it's the way they're standing on something.
Yeah, they're standing on something in the back there, I think. Yeah.
And then, oh, Jeff, he goes, the Mexicans that, well, they were actually Venezuelans that did my roof, went back to their apartment and were telling stories to the other tenants about the crazy white man in his underwear with a gun. I guarantee you they were. I guarantee you they were, man, because they were laughing at the boss. The rest of them were laughing because the boss ran off the roof. He ran off the back of the roof and was hiding behind a trailer. And they were laughing. Oh my God, they were laughing at him. And then I kind of was cracking on him, and they thought that was funny. Yeah, it was pretty crappy when it was going down, but we can laugh about it now, but it wasn't too funny at the damn time. I'll tell you that right now. Old John Rafferty says, listen to the swamp creatures moan and groan as the water level in the swamp goes down. Yeah. You hear all those liberals are raising hell, man. He's got them wound and fired up, ain't he, Craig?
Well, yeah, he's directly in their pocketbooks, man.
Oh, he's pissing them off, man.
They're finding billions of dollars. I never heard of people complain about finding billions of dollars just being wasted, taxpayer money being wasted, and people are complaining because they're finding money that these crooked politicians have been stealing from you. You people are, you want to call me nuts.
That Ocasio and Marjorie Taylor Greene, they were about to have a cat fight, man. And that on one of those Senate meetings. Yeah, they were about to have
Gazi loves that green woman.
Oh, she does? Kathy likes her? She's a fireball, man.
Yeah.
You can't hardly get her. But Trump doesn't ever talk about her because she's kind of like a loose cannon, I think he's embarrassed by her because she's more radical than he is.
Yeah.
She loves him, but he hasn't found a position for her because she's just too freaking radical, man. She don't hold back. She's like a bulldog. I love watching her. Oh yeah, this John Rafferty, he's wanting you to tell the story about Eric Clapton giving Alan the guitar, and we've already come to the conclusion that didn't happen.
I don't think they ever met.
You don't think they ever met?
You did. The only time we played with the only time they played with Eric, he didn't hardly even play. And Gary and Alan, they were standing back behind him, and they were going because he wasn't even playing. He had some other guy up there playing.
I saw
they were totally just like,
disappointed.
Yeah, very disappointed. I know. I think if Alan would have talked to me, he'd have went, "What the hell is going on?" Yeah, they were. Yeah, I don't think they even spoke. Then
there's a guy in here or a girl. It might be a guy. I don't know. Ponkale. I can't tell who that username is. Has 2 tickets from 1977. That was for the Baton Rouge Tiger Stadium concert. Is that the one you guys were on the way to, Craig?
I guess, yeah, we were on our way to Baton Rouge.
Yeah, they got 2 tickets and they were wondering would they be worth anything and would be willing to donate them to be auctioned off.
Wow, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Craig could sign them, and there's a guy, Cole Beasley, wants to buy them already. So if you want, you can buy them, Cole, and then just send the money to us, and we'll
yeah.
give them to the survivors. Yeah, that would be cool. Craig will sign them. That's pretty cool there if you want to do that. And
God,
how will they get
I
a
would
hold of
hate
you,
to
Craig?
sign those, man. I don't like to sign stuff like that. To me, that's like me defacing stuff, you know?
Well, it's up to whoever buys them whether they want you to sign them
I'd
or
have to
not.
sign it real small. I wouldn't want to mess with
Well, yeah,
having my
but Craig, man,
signature
that's
on
that's
there.
just making it more valuable. And then you put a letter of authenticity with it, and
I
shit, man,
mean,
that's a good
I
collector's
was just
item.
a dang roadie that can't even get into a Lynyrd Skynyrd show. They won't even let me
That's
in.
like these 38 special tickets right here that I need to get. Maybe Randall's got some pull or something. He can get
Chad said he
somebody.
was going to get a hold of Jason Barnes and do that. But
Well,
Chad,
he's got that. He's got that.
Getting Chad to do stuff like trying to get me to do.
Well, he and Shelby's going to go do some recording of some concert somewhere, and they're going to give it another shot. But I think the problem with Chad is
He's
he gets
supposed to go to his
drunk.
mother's, or his mother's come to his house because he's got a better internet connection. Her internet connection sucks.
Yeah, let's get that set up. We can do that next. And then Cole Beasley wants to know how do you donate?
Well, yeah, that's why I put the thing up there. I'll put it up again.
Yeah, so it's thestoneroadie at gmail.com. That's what you need to go to. And yeah, somebody in here says, see, Warren's Warrior says we need to get a gummy company to sponsor us. Yeah, or
I'd eat
Jenny
up all the.
Craig. Maybe Jenny Craig will sponsor us.
Yeah.
And that's all the comments and questions. And happy Monday and
Yeah.
happy trails. And we'll see you Wednesday. I hope your team won.
Ow. Ow.
Your
Oh.
I hope your team you didn't lose any money betting on your team.
Wow, it's 24-0
Oh
in the
yeah?
third quarter. Yeah.
That's an
Uh,
upset, isn't it?
uh, this morning I saw something where somebody asked Alexa who was going to win.
Oh yeah, I saw
And
that.
they said Philadelphia, but they said that it was,
They even gave the score.
yeah, but Kansas City hasn't even scored. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there's
They,
something
prob-
to
they,
it.
they probably it's probably a really heavily bet on thing. Like I said, this is supposed to be the last free one, and
Well, if they want
everything
me to
that
see
they
it,
bet on anymore is all streamed and all that.
if they want me to see it, they better not charge me.
No, I won't. I didn't watch them. The only reason I'm watching this, and I can say I watched the last televised Super Bowl. Man,
All right, Craig.
yeah.
Well, you guys have a good Monday, and
Yeah, happy trails to you until we meet again, and see you later, alligator, at the wild crocodile. And that's a wrap. Cut.